This video is to show you how to make a popcorn stitch. If you're using this alternative colourway, you might be surprised to see me using the peach colour here. Don't worry, you should in fact be using this brown colour. That's what's in the pattern, and that's what you should be using. But I'm just showing you this lighter colour just so it shows up a little better in the video, because it's quite hard to see what's going on with the darker colour. So I've done the starting stitches for this row and I've made a chain, so now it's just a case of making a popcorn. We're going to skip this stitch and the popcorn is worked into the next stitch. So a popcorn is made up by first of all making 5 treble stitches into this stitch. So let's make those 5 stitches. So they're all worked into the same place. So there we go, we've got 5 there. And then the popcorn is another way of, like the bobble and the puff, it's another way of adding texture to the blanket. So we need to make this stand out from the fabric. So to do that, we cinch it together at the top. So we actually need to remove the hook from the work. So pull up a little extra yarn and take your hook out, and then we need to put the hook into the top of the first treble stitch that we made. So there are working loops at the end there and our hooks in that first treble. Then we just pop the loop back on to the hook like that, and then we make a slip stitch, which just means we pull that loop straight through that stitch. So it kind of folds up our little shell or fan of 5 treble stitches and folds them up into what we call a popcorn. So I'll just show you that from the top so you can see. And then we carry on with the rest of the row. So there's a chain in this particular pattern, and then we skip one and work into the next. So I'll show you another popcorn. So again, we're skipping one and we're working 5 trebles into the next stitch. So there's our 5 trebles. So just pull up the loop a little, remove the hook, insert the hook into the first stitch, pop that loop back on, and then just pull that loop all the way through the first stitch. And as you can see, it creates a nice little bump in the fabric. So the last thing to explain about the popcorns is how to work into them on the row on the way back. So it can be quite hard to see exactly what's what. So let me see if I can explain for you. So here we've got a treble, a chain, and then we've got the popcorn. And if we look from the top, it becomes a bit easier. That's the 2 V's of the treble stitch. That's the 2 V's of the chain. And then in here, this smaller little bit that's squashed up, that's the top of the popcorn. So I'll work into them so you can see. So I'll work into the top of the treble first. Then I'll work into the chain space. So there's our chain, and I'll work over that. Now we need to work into the top of our popcorn. So that's that little small squashed up stitch. So that's this bit here. Let me just take my hook out so I can show you. This bit here is the rest of the chain. We've already worked into the space. And this bit here, if you just pull that out, if you just push the bobble to the side with your finger, there's a little hole there. So if you just pull this left hand side up, it'll open it up. That's where you're working into. So that's how I find it. I just sort of push that bobble to the side so that it opens that hole up, and then I can see where to put my hook. So again, there's the treble on the other side, the chain on the other side, so you know you're in the right place. There you go.